Hey there, welcome back. We are inside again today, continuing on with decorating inside our house. I'm starting off with what I consider our winter decorations, basically greenery and lights, before I actually put up our Christmas tree and our nativity and stuff like that. But I am going to put up a tree right now, one of our Christmas trees, that does not have our family's ornaments on it. So for years and years, when my boys were little, we would go and get a Christmas tree, cut it down, a fresh one. We live here in Western Oregon in the absolute Christmas tree capital of the world. The majority of the trees that are sent throughout the country and the world are grown here in Oregon. Our best friends actually have a Christmas tree field, a business. And so for years we would go cut down a tree there, or we would go to another neighbor's and cut a tree down there. But as my boys got older and as our friends' trees were kind of sold out and they were having to replant and they were little for the time being, anyway, we decided to go ahead and get an artificial tree, which has been really great. It's been really nice not having to worry about the tree, dying throughout the season and getting really dry. And we have a wood stove here, so it gets really, really dry in our house. So several years ago, we transitioned into having an artificial tree. We just had one. We would decorate it with all of our family ornaments and all the colorful ones, and that was really fun. As that tree got full of ornaments, I started having a desire to have what I considered like a pretty tree, with ornaments that I would collect, that I would pick, that would be coordinated and kind of just a lovely tree. And I decided that it could be kind of my wintertime tree. It's one that I actually set up earlier than our other one, and I leave it up until later. Last year, I think I took it down towards the end of February, actually. So that's the tree we are going to be putting up today. It is a beautiful artificial tree. I just got it off of Amazon. I'll try to find a link if they still sell it, and I'll put it down below. If they don't sell it, I'll find something similar. But I was really happy with this one. The other one that we have, our original one, is a more name brand one. And while it's pretty, I kind of like the natural look of this one that we're going to be working with today. So we're going to get it set up. I'm hoping that I have Christmas lights for it. If I don't, we might have to take a pause and finish this project tomorrow. But we'll get out the tree, we'll sort out and see the light situation, and then I'm going to lay out all my ornaments and show you guys which ones I have and kind of the theme that I go with for this tree. And then we will get it decorated, and it will be a wonderful addition here in our dining room. I have it in the corner of our dining room. This is a very focal spot. We eat in here every day, several meals. I can see it from our kitchen, and I just love that. So let's get out the tree and get it set up. Honestly, the worst thing about artificial trees is just the storage of them, but fortunately we have space to store our trees, which is very important. So here's some pretty garland. These are just golden berry garland, kind of a champagne color actually, that I use to put around the tree. I think they're very, very pretty. You can kind of see the theme that I go with. Oh, my lights are in here. That's good. I see them down there. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So you can see this is a much more naturally shaped type of Christmas tree. It's not the perfectly, pyramidal shape that is kind of hard to decorate, actually, I find. And you can even see this part is the real feel out on the tips, and it really does resemble a noble fir really, really well. There are some of the papery type of needles on the inside just to sort of, I think, probably cut down on cost on the tree. It was relatively inexpensive. It also made it less expensive because it didn't have the lights on it, which I was totally fine with, because honestly, that's one of the things that I've sort of struggled with our other tree, is that it is pre-lit, but unfortunately the lights are starting to go really dim on it, which is tricky because then I'm gonna have to take off, I don't know if it's like 1,000 lights or something. I don't know, but they're starting to get really, really dim. Whereas this one, obviously being unlit, yes, I do have to string it, which is kind of obnoxious. But now that I know what I'm dealing with my other tree, which is like a 7.5 footer. This one I think is only 6 feet, maybe 6 and I think it's actually just 6 feet. It's much easier to put the lights on than to have to worry about taking the lights off of a pre-lit tree and figuring out what to do for that situation. So these lights are brand new that I just got for this tree last year. So crossing my fingers, they should turn on just fine. And then we will get this tree lit, and then we will get all of the ornaments laid out and look at those and then get them onto the tree. Okay, so I just remembered that these lights are a different kind than I normally get. So they have this little attacher that connects to the next strand, I guess like this. You just screw it in. I'm not going to do that as I put them up, but I need to do that to test that they light. So they do. All right, we got all the lights on, so that was 3 strands. I don't remember how long exactly each of those are, but I'll look for the link down below. I'm pretty sure I just got them on Amazon, so I'll put the link for those. I really like how little they are. I think they're just nice and dainty and put off a really sweet glow. The one thing is that the strands are a little bit dark compared to the coloring of the tree, but that's okay. You hardly notice it once all the ornaments are on. And it worked out really well. I did get to the bottom of the tree and then had just a bit of a strand left, so I ran it right back up the center of the tree and then was able to connect it right here with the piece that goes to the plug. So that's the nice thing about these lights also, is that you don't have to end exactly where the plug is on kind of the, you know, the old school lights that I have everywhere else in my house. It was nice that I could just pull it up to the top, get a little bit more light through the center, and then bring basically it's like an extension cord. This is the piece right here. So it can go actually really, really far from the plug if you needed it to do that. So then I also kind of, I don't know if it's easy to see, but kind of maneuvered the branches back here a little bit so that I could pull it back towards the wall a little bit more, just so it doesn't totally block this opening as we leave our dining room. Everything went on really easily. I did unfortunately have a little bit of a tangled mess on my last strand. And I've heard it said before that if you really want to know a person's personality, give them some tangled Christmas lights to untangle and you'll get to see just how their personality is. I fortunately remained pretty calm. It was nice to be able just to sit down and work through it. I knew I had to get it. It would come apart. I just needed to give it some time. So I was able to stay a little bit calm, but I was getting a little bit hot and just trying to unknot that ending of the wire. It was, I don't know what the deal was, how that happens when it's just in a container all season long, but anyway, got it done, got the lights on. So now I think we're gonna just pull out the ornaments, get those laid out here on the table. I just have 2 containers of them right here. I think this one is the more breakable one. And then there's some here on the bottom. So I'll just pull these over here to the dining room, and we'll open these all up, set them out so that I can have a little bit of thought going into the order of me putting them up on the tree and stuff like that. So pull over the other one, get it open, we'll start setting them out on the table. Okay, got them all out, laid out, kind of clumped together with, you know, the ones that obviously are the same, and then collections that are similar also. There's several groups that I have multiples of, because when I would purchase them, I didn't want it to have, you know, just a ton of different ornaments on it. I wanted there to be some consistency. So you can see there's either groups of 3, or on the ones like this right here, or the pine cones, those are in groups of 5. So I'll space those ones around. I'll try to do those around evenly, and then come in, you know, to ones like these where there's the snowflakes and the stars, and then just kind of place those around. But I've gotten all of these at just a lot of different places. This set right here, and I think these ones I got at Cost Plus World Market. I got these ones, each have Peace, Joy, and Mary. Those ones I got from Hobby Lobby, but a lot of them I actually have gotten from Al's Garden Center. That's one of the places they have such great collections of ornaments, and they're displayed on a bunch of beautiful trees, and it's just so fun to walk around and see the ones that they have. So you can tell that this collection or this combination of all of these ornaments is a lot of just sort of nature themed, I guess. I like that idea for this being the winter tree, and then the colors are all a lot of neutrals, a lot of just the kind of, you know, browns and stuff. So these ones back here that are all the unfinished wood and just the more natural colors, and then some whites obviously. And then I have this collection here of the Margaret Furlong ones. I don't know how many there are in here, but I just kept them in the tin for now before I hang those ones up. So you can see just a lot of repetition, some just little tin ones that there's a bunch of those in there. I'll spread those throughout the tree. I try to get a lot of ones that have kind of the glistening, you know, the glitter on them so that they really shine on the tree. And then a lot of animals. So we have a couple deer there, and then a little squirrel. I like to look for, I don't know, just fun ones like this too when I'm looking for ornaments. Here's a bird and angel, some lanterns. So pretty good variety, but in general, it's just kind of a nature themed tree so that I can feel okay leaving it up a lot longer after Christmas is over and I take down our other large one. So I think what I'll start with obviously is putting on this berry garland. I don't remember how many pieces I have of this, but it doesn't go all the way around the tree. I just kind of swag it around the front, and it just kind of adds some dimension, adds some interest to the tree. So it's important I get that on first before I start hanging up the ornaments. So we'll do that, and then we will get going on the ornaments.